Back button focus is a technique that's possible on many cameras, giving the photographer an alternative way to focus and capture an image from the standard method. Normally, the camera's autofocus system focuses on a subject when the shutter release button is half pressed. This action triggers both the standard single shot focus mode and continuous focus mode, and it's perfectly suitable for the majority of subjects. However, unless you've set your camera up otherwise, the camera won't take the shot until its first confirmed focus. What back button focus allows you to do is to stop the shutter release button from activating the autofocus system, so that this button's only purpose is to release the shutter. This allows you to focus beforehand using an alternative button at the rear of the camera, and it might sound like it makes the photographer's life more complicated, and in the majority of scenes you probably won't benefit from using it, but it can come handy in certain situations. By disengaging the autofocus system from the shutter release button and focusing in advance, you can be sure that the camera will take the image exactly when you want, without the focusing system interfering. If you have time to adjust your settings and position yourself so that the camera can find focus, then this isn't too much of a problem. But if you're trying to capture a split-second moment, such as at a wedding or when shooting sports, the standard setup could mean you miss the shot. If your camera does try to refocus, there's also the risk of it focusing on something other than the subject. This could be another subject that's moving around and presenting a distraction, perhaps a person or a vehicle, or as this example shows, water around the subject, whose brightness and movement can easily attract the focusing system's attention. By focusing in advance, you can be sure that the focus won't shift elsewhere and that the subject will stay focused, providing it doesn't move any significant distance away from or closer to the camera. The same rule applies when using this button as part of the popular focus and recompose technique. Photographing a window or details behind it is another common scenario where using back button focusing can help. Focusing using the standard method can easily shift focus between the window and anything behind it, but focusing beforehand maintains the same focus throughout. Similarly, a very fine subject may occasionally fail to be picked up by the focusing system, which will cause the camera to focus behind it instead. Here, focusing beforehand can stop this from happening. Many cameras have a dedicated button on the back to perform this action, and this is often marked AF on. Other cameras may have a similar button, such as one marked AEL AFL, which accesses the auto exposure lock and autofocus lock as standard, and the function of this can often be customised so that it simply works like a back button focus control. For more tips and advice, subscribe to our channel, visit us on Twitter, Facebook or Google+, or check out wexphotographic.com/blog.